beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, as you could tell from the title, we are going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 10, titled New Kids on the Cell Block. I must say, after watching this episode, that I understand Moses and Sonny more. The fact that they got a chance to, tell us more about, their circumstances. Now I get why they move the way they move, but we're gonna get into it. So first, the episode started off with Nell and Chris, and he's at the office, and Miss Nell comes by because she has something to talk to him about that's been bothering her. So she just asks him, so what are you up to? What are you working on right now? And he says that he is actually looking at houses because Sonny and Moses reached out to him. They're looking to purchase a home. He's not sure if it's an investment property because, as you know, they do property investments where they flip houses in St. Louis, but he's not sure if it's for them to live in or to flip. So she's like, have you talked to Destiny about it? Because as you guys know, they and Destiny are supposed to have a good relationship. And based on how Sonny and Moses ended up, Miss Nell feel that it was not necessarily a conflict of interest, but it just didn't look right. So Chris was like, listen, I'm a real estate broker. I have a job to do, and I don't feel that I need to talk to Destiny in order to get it done. So Miss Nell was like, still, it don't look good, so, I'm just putting it out there. But she said, anyway, that's not what I came to talk to you about. So long story short, Miss Nell is stressed out. She says she's going into debt because the kids, too many of them have been coming for help, financial help. She said if it's not paying a bill, if it's not paying rent, it's always something, and they don't say no because I guess she has it to give, but it's to the point where they're coming too often, and now she's going into debt. They're going to leave her broke. And, I agree with her as far as, helping out your kids if they need a little bit of help every now and then, but don't put your whole financial burden in my lap. You're adults. Figure it out. Get a job. There's lots of ways to make money out there nowadays legally. Hustle a little bit. Drive for Uber. Start a YouTube channel. You make sure you post content on social media. You're always there anyway. You know that now social media is paying you to post content, TikTok and Instagram, based on how many followers you have. So therefore, go ahead and build your social platform. Don't just say, okay, mommy and daddy's here and they're going to help me out every time I need, so therefore let me go over there. So she asked Chris, she said, now, haven't you seen a shift in my demeanor recently? And he says, yes. So she's like, so why haven't you commented on it? So because you would tell me anyway, so I figured I'll just wait for you to tell me what's wrong. Well, she said, I'm letting you know what's wrong. We need to actually talk to the kids about, the way they're leaning on us. And I'm guessing Chris, he feels a way about it too, but he's not going to say anything. He's just going to help them as much as he can. Because as you know, within the two of them, he's the more calm soul. Miss Nell will probably flip on them like Tisha said. But Chris would deliver it better. And we're going to talk about that more. Because in the last scene, they had a family get-together, a family dinner, and it was discussed. So now Chris is asking her, all right, so let's have them over for dinner. And then you can cook. And Nell was like, who said I want to cook? I want to cook. He's like, well, I'm asking you to cook. And she's like, well, I'll think about it. So that was funny right there. So we leave them with that scene. And now we have Chris and Martell. This episode was heavy with Chris and his family. So now we have Chris and Martell. And one of the houses that Chris is going to show Sonny and Moses is the new build that Martell have. So we get there. Martell is already there. He said he's cleaning up a little bit. And Martell wasn't sure who the clients were. So he asked Chris, he's like, who's coming? And he's like, Sonny and Moses. And Martell's like, what? You talk to Destiny about this? And Chris is like, why everybody asking me? I gotta talk to Destiny. Martell said it doesn't look good. Remember, Martell and Destiny are friends. But Martell is cool with showing Sonny and Moses the house. So he asks, are they doing it for investment purposes or are they going to live? And Chris is like, I don't know. I guess we'll find out when they come. So now we have Chris and Moses show up. First of all, I'm saying, why is it that you guys are walking through this brand new build on these wooden floors with shoes, hard shoes on? Where is the booties that's supposed to cover it? Because you're going to have a lot of people passing through this house. And you're going to have the floor all scuffed up before you even get a chance to sell it. So they come in, they greet each other, and they're walking through, I believe it was 3-bedroom or 2-bedroom, but they had a huge backyard. I like the backyard. It's big. It wasn't huge, but it's big. It's something, that they could build out and, make it really look really nice. So Martell, he didn't ask. I think Sonny, provided the information that, they're looking to start a family and they want a house right away. And Martell was like, whoa, what? Starting a family? So I'm guessing he was about to ask them, did you tell Destiny about that? I'm messing with you guys. Oh, God. So now they're outside after they walk through. That was a quick walk through. That house is tiny. And with the size of the backyard, I don't understand why they didn't go bigger. The house is small. So now they're outside. Somehow we get into the argument with Martell still being butthurt about Melody's and his relationship. He tells Chris that Chris is choosing side with Melody. I don't know. Girl, I don't know how they got on that subject. I'll have to rewatch it to see how they got on it. And again, they're talking about, we have Sonny talking about building a family and stuff. And Martell was like, well, congratulations on your union. And she was like, finally somebody said it. She's like, we've been getting a stink face from people all around, but finally somebody said it. So they talked a little bit more. They went more into detail about the circumstances of Sonny and Moses ending up together. And Martell was like, well, their situation is different from me and Mel. Chris, Mel and I have kids together, yet you choose Melody's side. Somehow he was making it about himself. Like I said, I had to go back and rewatch it, but I'm not really interested in doing that. So after that, that was the end of that scene between all four of them. Yeah, all four of them were outside talking. I know I'm moving through this a little bit fast, guys. Now we have Stormy. She's at the warehouse. Martell comes by, and Martell is a whole clown, I swear. He comes through and he slips because he's always wearing hard shoes. Who wears hard church shoes with shorts? I've never seen that. Like, wear your sandals, guy. Where's your, well, you did have on some with the thong. Maybe you need some Jesus slippers or something. But Martell came through with his hard shoes. I think the floor was a little bit slippery, and he's like, whoa, let me have a lawsuit going. Let me get some of that lawsuit money, cause you rich. Stormy was like, don't even play like that. That's not funny. That is not funny, cause she know in the back of her mind that's some shit Martell would do. Okay, so they're talking about Trish at one point. She's like, that exchange between you and Trish at my house, that was kind of strange. It was giving me like we know each other more than we're saying. So finally Martell admit that he had invited Trish over, like he slid in her DM and invited her over, and she came over to see if he could see what was up. So I guess Trish didn't fall for the okie doke, and she left out of there. But I don't understand why she went in the first place. Was she trying to see what was up to? And then he said he invited her to his house. Which house? And when? It wasn't after Mel, because you and Mel been married since freaking college. But he said it happened before she met Ken. So it's somewhere in the mess between him and Mel and Ariana and stuff. Martell is something else. Or could it have been after high school, before college? No, he said it's been way before she met Ken. So it's somewhere in the mix up. Why would you even do that, dude? I know your ego was hurt when Mel said, deuces, I'm out, whatever. So men try to fill that gap or try to get their ego stroked by seeing how many women they could get with. So maybe that's when it was around that time. So Stormy was like, yeah, I knew something was up. That's what's up. I knew something was up. So then they got onto the subject of Mel and the charge that was against Martell. And Stormy was like, yeah, I saw your mugshot all over the internet saying you went to jail for harassing communications and stuff. She's like, I got something to tell you. I went to jail too for the same thing. Martell's face was like, what? He put his hand over his face. You could tell. You could tell when we get something juicy and and we can't believe it. That's how we do it. We cover up the mouth, the face, the eyes, the nose, and everything, and looking through the hand. He's like, what? They say, yep, I went to jail. I got a charge for harassing communications. And then she went him to tell him about what happened with Miss Black Titanic and the fact that she had it on film and all of that. He was like, I know. She said it had something to do with one of Mel's Melometer. He's like, nope, that group right there. He said Mel created them and named them too. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Well, she did. She did name them the Melometers. They have a whole bunch of different pages. They have the fan pages, the group pages, the follow pages, all over on Facebook and on Instagram. I don't know about TikTok. I haven't seen them on TikTok yet. But he's like, yeah, she created them and named them. So then went and they talked a little bit more, and then they left it at that. But Stormy gave him some words of encouragement. He's like, I see you building your houses. That one is done. She's like, get that one sold and get on and get going with the other one. Just keep your head up and keep going. So she gave him, some nice. He asked Stormy if she has a relationship with Mel. She says yes, but it's not the same as before. Before it was nice and jolly and whatever. And now it's like, it's whatever. If we see each other, we see each other. If we don't, we don't. And she says she don't understand why. I forget what popped off between Mel and Stormy. If you guys remember, just put it in the comments for the rest of us, please. Because I forgot what popped off. So that was the scene between Martell and Stormy, him visiting her at the warehouse. So now we have Kimmy and Maurice, Sonny and Moses meeting up for dinner, and this is where we get to know a lot more about Moses and Sonny's relationship. Now Kim is saying she feels a way because she's actually friends with Destiny. She said even though she hasn't known Destiny very long, it's the same situation with Sonny. She hasn't known Sonny very long. However, when Kimmy got her cancer diagnosis and she was going through chemotherapy, honestly, she said Sonny really worked on reaching out and building a friendship with her, and it meant a lot because she needed more than what her family was giving her. So that's why she says she feels kind of conflicted. But side note though, aren't you guys loving how we're seeing all the ladies with their natural hair? First, we start out with Tisha. Of course, Tisha does it every now and then in different episodes. Then we have Stormy showing off her natural hair. And I remember when she cut it short, it's grown back a lot. And she's saying that it's her hair drop that does it. So I'm guessing it works for her. And then we have also Kimmy now going through chemo. Remember, her hair was short and now it's growing in, it's getting full. I'm just loving it. And the fact that we as Black women are so versatile with our hairstyles, where we could throw on a wig one day, we could put in some braids next day, we could wear it natural the next day, we could throw some gel in it and curl it up the neck, we could straighten it. I am just loving the versatility of our hairstyles. But yeah, side note, I was just noting that, that it looks so good. So back to the dinner. We have Maurice giving Kimmy nice compliments on that green. That's a pretty green dress. And she's like, green is the new black, babe. So he found that kind of funny. But she looked really pretty in her green dress. So now we have Sonny and Moses come in. They greet each other and stuff. Like, what have you been up to? They said they're looking at houses because they're looking to move to Huntsville. And Kimmy was like, and Huntsville is the top of your list, huh? Kimmy be saying some shit. Come on, she is funny to me. So then, they're explaining that where they're from in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri, that is I don't know if it's high crime. Yeah, high crime. And that, Moses already went to prison twice. He did 2 different stints, totaling 15 years. And during the pandemic, he lost his mom and his sister to the coronavirus. And he's saying that, people he grew up with, he's just losing. He lost a brother, uncle, best friends, and all that. And he's like, the time that he goes away, by the time he come out, he has lost more people. So he don't think. And then he said in St. Louis, you could be good 1 minute, next minute you turn around, you getting pie. So he's like, he wants a family. He doesn't have any kids, neither does Sonny, and he wants a family and he wants to raise them in a safe environment. So they figure, from visiting Huntsville back and forth, he's like, Huntsville is a good place to raise a family. I'm guessing he's done with his parole or whatever, because aren't you supposed to stay within your city after certain years after you come out? You get parole for a few years. So I'm guessing he's done with that, and they're getting ready to move to Huntsville. So with that now, Maurice is also telling him about the life that he had, saying that it was 8 of them in the house growing up in Detroit. And when his father went to prison, his father went to jail, he didn't say what for, that his mom had to raise 8 of them. And it was when he went to college, and he said within that time of him growing up, he lost 31 of his friends. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then he said when he went to college and he went to A&M University, that, one by one, the family just moved down there because they find Huntsville to be a bit safer. So I know that Maurice is the older of the 2 brothers, him and Marceau, and there's more. But he said, it's a shame. That's how black men are treated in the United States. There's certain things that are not available to them depending on where you grow up and stuff and the life you have. You always hear this thing about men saying that they don't expect to live past the age of 25. And that is a sad, sad way to live. And to have that in your mind, and then to have society treat you a different way. And then you have the peer group that gets you into certain things. And the fact that, being in poverty, sometimes you live in a certain area because of what only the single mom can provide, because as soon as the dad gets what they want from their mom, the mom get pregnant, she's out of there. So the cycle is terrible. So that's why, Moses said he needs to get out of St. Louis. He and Sonny wants to start a family, and they're moving fast because, to Maurice's point, he's like, everything you do is fast. But after he listened to what Moses had going on, he said now he understands, because he had lost so much in such a short space of time that, he wants to be able to build as much, because him going away, sitting in prison, doing his stints or whatever, he didn't get to do what. But he did say that he got started in real estate investment quickly, because what happened, his grandma left the property that she had to him. So what he did was refinance and purchase 2 other properties and flip those. And that's how he started growing. And then he also started a trucking company. So he has the entrepreneurial mind, and he has the entrepreneurial drive to actually get it going. And he said he found the perfect woman for him, because Sonny has that mind as well, and they could help each other. So I'm saying, Destiny girl, y'all didn't have that discussion, or actually make the move to make that happen, girl. So Sonny could come in there and swoop and take your guy. I guess he finds that Sonny is moving with more conviction than Destiny was. And as he told Destiny, he said, you dropped the ball. There were times when you would just disappear and not check on me. And Destiny, the last straw was when Destiny told him, you were trying to be my girlfriend. And now Destiny's saying she could get him back whenever she wants. I don't think so. It's not all about the body, baby. Nowadays, same thing with women. We want somebody who is going to be there for us with everything involved. I mean, yes, you may have a little bit of shortcomings that we could work on, but if if the drive is there, the ambition is there, we gonna work with it. I'm gonna share this on the screen with you. This is something I saw on Instagram, and if you look at it and read it, then I think Melvin is the is the better choice out of all of these men, in my opinion. Melvin is the better choice out of all these men. What y'all think? Just take a minute and read it and let me know what y'all think about it. I'm gonna leave it on the screen a little bit longer while we move on. And to Sunny's point, she's like, you know, we're getting older and we need to move a little bit faster. And she said that they want to have children. They want to have twins if possible. You know, get the family started like right now. She said she started the IVF treatment before they even got married. So, you know what? It looked like they had plans all along, and they're moving at rapid rate. So Maurice and Kimmy said now they understand a little bit more about it. So they told Maurice and Kimmy that they were looking at houses, and Kimmy was like, I don't understand why you didn't come to me. Why you went to Chris? Because, you know, I'm a real estate agent as well. I thought Kimmy was a title company. Oh yeah, she is a real estate agent. She works with Tisha and stuff. She's like, why you ain't come to me? And then she's like, but at this point, I don't think I could work with you, because if you've given the exclusive contract to Chris, then I can't touch it. Because if you guys know, if you, in real estate, whether you're purchasing a home, selling a home, if you sign an exclusive contract with one realty, you can work with as many realty companies as you want to. However, that one that you have the contract with in writing, you have to give them a commission as well. That's why a lot of people do not sign an exclusive contract, because you could be stuck with that person and they're not working to either find a house or sell your house. So, you know, if you want to get in or out of a property in a decent time, you do not sign an exclusive contract. And that's why the competition in real estate is so healthy, as they say. So when they told Kimmy that, no, we haven't signed a contract, so okay, whatever, well, you know, and they're like, well, whatever you have, we want to see, because we're not sure about Martel's property. We might purchase it. I think they found it too small as well. They're like, we might purchase it and flip it, because you know, and they didn't go in and like, too small, ain't it? So that was the dinner between. No, that's not it. So Kimmy was like, I don't know if you know that we have like a little strip mall on whatever street. I think Jackson Street, for lack of a better word. She's like, well, one of our clients wants to come in and she wants to see, you know, if the event space will work for her. So she's gonna have like a little tasting or something, and I'm considering inviting you if you will come. She's like, we're gonna try and do baby steps to see if you guys could be okay, if you and Destiny could be okay. And to Sunny's point, she's like, I don't want this conflict between Destiny and us. I want us to be in a good space, because honestly, I like her. So Kimmy, I don't know if Kimmy's gonna invite Destiny to this event as well, because as we know, nowadays you can't invite certain people to certain places. If Martel is gonna be one place, Melody don't want to be there. And Martel is like, what's her problem? Ain't nothing wrong. We could occupy a space together. So now we have another disconnect there. So Kimmy said, I'm gonna invite you and we're gonna take baby steps and see where we go from there. And that was the dinner between Kimmy, Maurice, Sunny, and Moses. Now we have the final scene of this episode, and we have it where Nell and Chris are at home. She's cooking. He's trying to give her advice, like, put more meat on a lasagna. She's like, listen, you're supposed to taste everything that's in it. You're supposed to taste the sauce, the meat, the cheese, and everything that's in it. Like, don't worry about it. I'm cooking. The kids start coming over one by one. So we have Miss Nell and Chris's daughter, and then we have Kiki, the niece, and then we have Chris, who is Nell and Chris's son, and then we have Lance, who is Nell's firstborn. So they come in. Of course, the kids, you could tell they know some shit was up, because the look on their face like, oh shit, what now? What we do? So they start talking. First of all, young Chris, right off the bat, CJ, right off the bat, I got a job. I'm like, yes. Everybody was like, yes. So he's working. He's a supervisor wherever he is. So at least he got a job. Because as we know, this meeting is for them to discuss, them getting too much money out of their parents. So, Nell started, she's like, well, the real reason for this is that there's a financial burden on your father and myself. Y'all have to do better. Y'all have to start, you have to do better for yourself. You start crying wolf and eventually we won't believe you. So I'm like, all right, Nellie's getting heated. I need Chris to take over because he's the calmer one of the two. I need Chris to say something. Hurry up, dude, say something. So he finally started talking and he's like, your mother is right. We don't mind helping you, but it's to the point where it's just too much. And it got kind of heated. The kids weren't saying anything. That shows that they have a lot of respect for their parents. They kept quiet while Nell had to say what she had to say. And at the end, or somewhere in there, we have Kiki started crying. And remember, Kiki's Denise. She's like, but I don't have anybody. And she started crying. She's like, yes, I have my mother and father. I don't have a relationship with them. So I look at you guys as a family. And now, I'm feeling some sort of way. They try to calm her down, calm her fears and stuff. And the kids promised to do better. And then at the end, Chris asked, how about we do therapy as a family? And I believe it was CJ. CJ is a logical kid. He had some good points. He's like, well, yes, we'll do it as a family. And then I want to do a one-on-one with the doctors. And they're going to do Dr. Harris. The same person who talked to Martell and Tisha and all of them. So he's like, yes, I'll do a one-on-one. But also, Mom, I think you need to do a therapy session as well. You by yourself and then you and Kiki, because there's some deep-seated anger there that needs to be worked out. There's some issues there that need to be worked out. And I think you guys need to do it as well. And Kiki was like, I ain't doing no therapy. And the rest of the kids were like, yeah, you do. So that's them telling her that you got some stuff there that you need to work out as well. And I believe that was the end of it. Like I said, as far as the kids are concerned, I don't understand why CJ is the only one saying that he have a job. I'm assuming the others don't. And with Chris and Nell both owning businesses and decent business as well. Remember, Miss Nell has a daycare center. And also Chris is a broker. Why is it that some of these kids don't have their real estate license to really work with him in his brokerage firm? Huntsville, from what I'm reading or seeing on the internet, is growing rapidly. And there's a lot of real estate there that needs to be sold. If not houses itself, land needs to be sold as well because people are building. Why is it that these kids aren't part of the business? Getting your real estate license is not that hard. You just have to put in the hours and take the test and boom, start selling some houses. Hopefully they've decided to do that. I'm sure the parents would pay for their license. As far as the daycare, early childhood education, yes, you need at least I think an associate's degree in order to become a teacher or some sort of counselor or something. Some sort of certification needs to go in to run a daycare center. Why aren't the kids involved in that as well? Somebody should be gearing up right now to take over that business from now. So something's going on. These kids. But yeah, that was the dinner between Chris, Nell, and the kids. So hopefully them telling the kids that, listen. And I think at one point I hear Nell say, I'm not going to therapy. I just need to get out of debt. So these kids are putting her in debt and it's not working. So that was the dinner. Hopefully that they'll get it together and they could work it out as a family. But I saw the preview for the upcoming episode where they actually go to see Dr. Francis. And with that, I see Lance being brave enough to tell his mother some things about herself. And she not liking it at all. But yeah, guys, that is my recap and my review. Like I said, after watching this episode, I got to know more about Sonny and Moses and now understand why they're moving the way they're moving. They're running out of time and they need to get their family going. They're making money together. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the best relationship out there. Work with your spouse and get money together. And Martell and Melody, I don't know where that is gonna go. We notice we haven't really seen her in most of these episodes lately, but it's okay. We're still getting our content from the other families and stuff. But I'm rambling. Make sure you check out all the links in the description. If you're interested, remember I'm also reviewing that new show on the O Network, Family Empire Houston. I've done 2 reviews of the episode. I have a playlist dedicated to that, so you could also check that out. And also in the cards, I tagged them in the cards up above in this video if you were watching. So that show is really pretty good to me. Getting to know everybody still, and it's coming around. I like the show. I like it. I like the whole concept of it. So again, I'm rambling. If you are interested in more reality TV review, entertainment news, entertainment gossip, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And until next time, guys, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.